K100 with Tony and the Disco is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is your number one source for the NBA and the NHL playoffs this season. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAD, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline. The game starts here. Mason Barry from Flower Mound, Texas. Hello, all. Question about Vince Russo's latest comments. He's requested $1 million in royalties from Tony Khan in the recent Russo-esque segments in AEW. Should Khan cut Russo a check, bro? Thank you. Me and Vince talked about this on the thing that how.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, well, I'll explain. So Vince is joking, right? But it is kind of funny that it seems like, when Vince came into WCW, okay, man, when Vince started the Attitude Era back in WWF, okay? When Vince started in WWF, writing TV, he started doing kind of crash TV because they were getting beaten the ratings. And you throw a bunch of stuff on the wall and see what sticks. And, you had the Bret Austin thing came out of it. The Brent Fitz thing came out of it. Then you had the Rise of Austin. Then you had The Rock with the Nation Domination. But, things started working, right?
Right.
So when he went to WCW, because Vince, said, we've always discussed this. Actually, a good discussion on this topic we've had, but people don't really understand. It's Vince's contract, okay? It had nothing to do with pay-per-view, none of that. He literally had incentives for ratings, period,
right,
written in his contract. So he tried Crash TV to try to, like the same thing that he did at the beginning of WWF run. Tried Crash TV. We're getting beat in the ratings. It's not like we were winning, so he tried Crash TV. It's kind of interesting that Tony Khan now is kind of doing very similar to you hear a lot of stuff they do on TV looks a lot like Crash TV.
That bloodbath.
Because they're getting you can't sugarcoat it. It looks a lot like if they were as critical of Vince's stuff back in the day when he was doing Crash TV, if they the same, you can actually see guys like out. People are kind of turning on Tony Khan's booking right now because it looks like Crash TV. That's what I'm saying. So Vince is
even Alvarez turned on him, who used to be.
Also, me and Vince were talking. It's kind of funny that Tony's kind of doing Crash TV right now. Where's all the, and he's getting kind of the because that's what you do when you're losing in the ratings and your numbers go down. You have to try things, and it's not that Crash TV is bad. Crash TV stinks when
it's not done right.
When everything's working and you start doing Crash TV. But when you're losing, you have to try things, and it's going to be hit and miss. You're not going to it's not going to turn around overnight. You have to throw a bunch of stuff on the wall and see if a few things, and when a couple things stick, you kind of focus on that. Hey, we got something here. Let's work on it. That's how it works. But
I just think that Tony's disdain for Vince runs so deep that he wouldn't be doing stuff that he did. But that's what happens when, he had ratings incentives. He was losing to the WCW, and you start doing Crash TV. You start hot shotting. You know what I'm saying?
Well, bro, I would just tell something. They've been doing that for the past 2 years, but nobody's mentioned it. Brother, they're doing ladder matches, bloody brawls, but they're doing a lot of things that are in the tradition of professional wrestling you'd be saving for pay-per-views.
Right.
And they're putting it on their live shows with the blood and everything.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not going to, don't sugarcoat it, but bro, if that was the perfect example.
I don't know if that's Crash TV or if it's hot shotting. That's all I'm saying.
Either or, okay? But I was saying, imagine if you were doing those matches where they had one match. Remember that out of the blue match? They had a street fight between it was Dustin and somebody against the Blade. And what's the guy's name? The Blade.
Butcher the Blade.
I remember it was like a street fight, a Texas street fight. They had a bunch of decorations around the ring, and they were all bleeding profusely and stuff. And they that's hot shotting. You just throw in a visual thing on TV just to see what just to draw viewers, kind of cheap heat, right?
Yeah.
That I've said all along, if Vince Russo was writing these shows, what would the narrative of the Dirt Sheet guys be? If these were Vince Russo running the show, they'd be like, "Oh, these are terrible. These are like, right, of course." And it's like, come on. And I think what's happened is Tony's kind of like tapped out on creatively, and he just needs somebody. He needs another creative mind in there to take over for a bit, because like it's a sense you're just doing Crash TV right now.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.